Elara Wynne first heard the whisper on the night she decided not to run. Most people would have turned back the moment they felt it. That strange chill crawling up their spine, the feeling that something unseen was watching. But Elara stood frozen at the edge of the abandoned woods, her breath shallow, her heart racing, as a voice brushed against her ear. "Don't leave." It wasn't loud, it wasn't clear, it was barely more than air moving through leaves. Yet she heard it, and it was calling her name. Elara. She tightened her grip on her flashlight. The beam shook as it cut through the darkness, revealing twisted branches and thick shadows that seemed to stretch toward her. Everyone in Ashmore Village knew these woods were cursed. People said children disappeared here decades ago. Others whispered about spirits trapped between worlds. Most didn't believe the stories. Elara didn't either, at least not until tonight. Earlier that evening, she had argued with her sister, Mara. Again, Mara had warned her, like always, to stop wandering near the forest, to focus on school, to act normal. "You're always chasing ghosts," Mara had said. "One day something bad will happen." Elara had rolled her eyes and walked out. Now, standing alone under a moonless sky, she wished she had listened. The whisper came again. "Help me!" Her pulse thundered in her ears. It wasn't fear that pulled her forward. It was curiosity. And something else. It felt familiar. She took one step into the woods. Leaves crunched under her boots. The air instantly grew colder. Her breath turned white. Even though it wasn't winter, the trees closed around her like silent guards. As she walked deeper, memories surfaced. When she was 6, she had gotten lost here for hours. She remembered crying until her throat burned. She remembered hearing someone humming nearby. She had always assumed it was her imagination. Now she wasn't so sure. "Elara." This time, the voice was closer. She spun around. Nothing, just darkness. Her phone buzzed. A message from Lena. "Where are you?" "Mara's worried." Elara typed quickly. "Near the woods, I'm fine." She hesitated, then added, "I think I'm hearing something." No reply came. Ahead, her flashlight caught something strange. A narrow path, one that hadn't been there before. It was perfectly clear, as if someone had just carved it through the undergrowth, and it led straight into the heart of the forest. The whisper softened. "Follow." Elara swallowed. Every instinct told her to turn back, but her feet moved anyway, unaware that once she stepped onto that path, there would be no easy way out. "Let me know when you're ready, and I'll continue with part 2. The moment Elara stepped onto the narrow path, the forest changed. The air grew heavier, as if the woods were breathing around her. Every sound, every rustle, every snap of a twig seemed louder than before. Her flashlight flickered, casting broken shadows that danced along the trees. "Okay, this is stupid," she whispered to herself, but she didn't turn back. The path twisted like a snake, curving deeper into the woods. After several minutes, Elara realized something terrifying. She couldn't see the village lights anymore. She was completely alone. Her phone vibrated again. This time, it was a call. "Mara!" Elara answered quickly. "Mara, I'm fine. Where are you?" Mara's voice was tight with fear. "Dad's looking for you. You never came home." "I'm near the old clearing," Elara said, unsure if that was true. There was silence. "Elara," Mara said softly. "Come back. Now." Before Elara could reply, the call cut out. No signal. She stared at her phone in disbelief. There had always been reception near the woods. Always. A low hum drifted through the trees. It sounded like a lullaby. Her chest tightened. She knew that tune. Their mother used to sing it before she passed away. "How?" Elara whispered. Her hands trembled. The humming grew louder, pulling her forward. Soon the path opened into a wide clearing, bathed in pale silver moonlight. In the center stood a massive oak tree, its trunk split down the middle like a wound that never healed. Beneath it sat a boy. He looked about her age, maybe 16. His clothes were old-fashioned, worn and faded. His dark hair fell into his eyes as he stared at the ground. "Hey," Elara said carefully. "Are you okay?" The boy looked up. His eyes were full of sadness. "You can hear them too," he said. Elara froze. "Hear who?" "The voices," he replied. "The ones that never let you forget." She felt a chill. "I'm Rowan," he added. "I've been stuck here for a long time." "Stuck?" Elara asked. Rowan gestured to the forest. "No matter which way I walk, I end up back here. Elara frowned. That's impossible. I thought so too, Rowan said quietly. At first. He stood and walked toward her. As he moved, her flashlight passed through him for a split second, like mist in the wind. Elara gasped. You're not real. Rowan's expression darkened. I was. Once. He pointed to the split oak tree. That's where it happened. A sudden wind rushed through the clearing, bending the grass flat. Whispers filled the air, overlapping, desperate. Help us. Remember us. Don't leave. Elara clutched her head. What is this place? She cried. Rowan met her eyes. It's where lost souls wait, he said, and you're the first person who can hear us. Tell me when you're ready for part 3. Elara's mind refused to accept what Rowan had just said. Lost souls. Waiting. It sounded like something from a horror movie, not something happening in the woods she had walked past her entire life. This isn't real, she whispered. I'm dreaming. I said that too, Rowan replied gently. The whispers rose again, swirling around them like invisible wind. Each voice carried pain, regret, and longing. Some cried, some pleaded, some simply called names that would never be answered. Elara sank to her knees. Her head felt like it was splitting. Make it stop, she begged. Rowan knelt beside her. They're not trying to hurt you. They're afraid. Of what? Of being forgotten. He gestured toward the broken oak. This place is a scar. Years ago, there was a fire here. A secret one. Not an accident. Not a storm. Elara's breath caught. She had heard stories. Half-buried rumors about a blaze that wiped out part of the forest long before she was born. Officials called it natural. No one ever talked about it. My grandfather worked as a ranger, Rowan continued. He tried to stop them. They ignored him. The mayor back then, Colin's father, they covered it up. Elara felt sick. They were clearing land illegally, Rowan said, burning it fast so no one would ask questions. But people were here, Elara whispered. Rowan nodded. Children, families, campers, my sister. His voice broke. They were trapped. The fire moved too fast. The whispers grew louder, as if agreeing. Elara pressed her hands against her ears. Why me? Why can I hear this? Rowan studied her carefully. Your mother. She could too. Elara looked up sharply. What? She came here once, Rowan said. Years ago. She listened. She tried to tell the truth. Elara's heart pounded. My dad said she got sick, she whispered. She didn't, Rowan replied. She was threatened, silenced. People in power didn't want the past uncovered. Memories rushed back. Her mother writing late at night. Strange phone calls. Arguments with officials. Then, her sudden illness. Her death. Tears burned Elara's eyes. You're lying, she said weakly. I wish I was, Rowan replied. The ground beneath them trembled. The oak tree groaned. From its split trunk, a pale light began to leak out, pulsing like a heartbeat. Rowan stood quickly. It's happening again. What is? Elara asked. The spirits are losing their hold, he said. When that light fades, they fade with it. Forever? She asked. Yes. Panic surged through her. There has to be a way to help them. Rowan hesitated. There is, but it's dangerous. I don't care, Elara said instantly. He met her gaze. You'd have to carry their truth back. Expose everything, even if it ruins powerful people. Elara thought of her mother, of Mara, of all the voices crying in the dark. I'll do it, she said. Rowan nodded slowly. Then you have to enter the tree. Elara stared at the glowing lie in the trunk and took a step forward. The closer Elara stepped toward the glowing oak, the louder the whispers became. They no longer sounded broken. They sounded hopeful. The light spilling from the split in the tree wrapped around her like warm mist. Her skin tingled. Her heartbeat echoed in her ears. Every instinct screamed at her to run. But she didn't. She placed her hand against the tree. The moment her fingers touched the bark, the world shattered. She was no longer in the clearing. She stood in the middle of the forest, years ago. The trees were younger. The air was warm. Laughter drifted through the campsite nearby. Families sat around fires. Children chased each other between tents. And then, smoke. At first, it was thin, easy to ignore. Then flames exploded through the underbrush. Panic erupted. People screamed, ran, tripped. Elara watched in horror as the fire swallowed everything. She saw Rowan's sister searching desperately for him. She saw rangers pounding on locked gates. She saw officials arguing instead of helping. She saw lives erased in minutes. And through it all, she saw her mother, younger, braver, holding a camera, recording everything. Tears streamed down Elara's face. "I'll finish what you started," she whispered. The scene dissolved. She stood in a narrow tunnel of light filled with floating memories, photos, documents, recordings, voices, evidence of the crime that had been buried for decades. They rushed into her mind. Every secret, every lie, every name. She collapsed to her knees as the weight of it nearly crushed her. "Elara," Rowan's voice. He stood at the edge of the light, fading. "You have to go," he said softly. "What about you?" she cried. He smiled sadly. "We were never meant to stay." The whispers quieted. One by one they turned into gentle sighs. "Thank you. I'm sorry. Goodbye." Light filled the clearing. Elara felt herself falling, and then she gasped. Cold air filled her lungs. She lay on the forest floor as dawn painted the sky pink and gold. Birds sang as if nothing had ever happened. Mara was beside her, shaking her shoulders. "Elara, oh my God, you're awake!" Father Ben stood behind her, eyes full of fear and relief. They had found her unconscious near the woods at sunrise. No tree, no path, no clearing, just ordinary forest. For weeks, Elara said nothing. Then she began to write. She shared everything. Her mother's recordings, the hidden files, the names, the proof, the truth. The story exploded across the country. Officials were arrested. Land was reclaimed. Memorials were built. The forest became protected land. And the whispers, they never returned. Years later, Elara stood at the memorial stone deep in the woods. Rowan's name was carved there. So was his sister's. So was her mother's. She placed a flower down and closed her eyes. For a moment, she felt a soft breeze brush her cheek. Not a whisper, not a voice, just peace. And she knew they were finally free.